situation because you still get 5 days off, or at least 4 days off between now and the start of the playoffs. You can rest up, and you get a team that is impressive defensively, but not experienced. And you would have an experience edge over them. And the one thing I would say about Golden State is I don't doubt that Jimmy Butler or Steph Curry or Draymond Green can go into a road arena and win. The Lakers had a lot of success against the Warriors this year. Now, the last time they played, the Warriors did get them. But the Lakers are an awesome home team. They've been an awesome home team throughout the year. The reason the Lakers are the 3 seed is because they were so good on their home court, specifically against the West teams. They just absolutely are a different team on their home court. And when you think about the challenge of dealing with Luka and everything that comes with him, and we've seen Luka be a difference-making player in playoff series. We know LeBron can still be. Yeah, Stephen A. I think if you're a Warrior, you're not devastated, but you got to handle your business on Tuesday. You've got to, because the last thing you want to do is have to play another game where you're facing elimination. Then you got a quick turnaround, and then you're looking at the Thunder, and so yeah, I get it, but I'm also a little bit cautious to make assumptions in this Western Conference.
Transitioning to the Los Angeles Clippers, they now face the Nuggets, who fired head coach Mike Malone just last week. I'm wondering what can we expect, but I got to tell you something. I watched the Clippers over the last 21 games. They're 18-3, and they've got the best offense in basketball. And in that span, that best offense has been led by Kawhi Leonard. We know what kind of year James Harden has had. We know that Norman Powell gives you a third option. I mean, when we talk about Austin Reeves in L.A. with LeBron and Doncic, look at what this brother Norman Powell has been with James Harden and Kawhi Leonard after Kawhi Leonard missed the first 34 games of the year. So I'm looking at Kawhi Leonard since March, averaging 25. On better than 52% shooting, 43% from three-point range. This brother looks terrific. And suddenly you're looking at the Los Angeles Clippers, and you got people speculating this is the second best team in the West. Not the Lakers, but the Clippers. What are your thoughts about the Clippers?
Well, what an awesome showing they had going into Chase Center on Sunday, facing the wrath of Steph Curry. I know Steph Curry has his thumb bandaged up, but it wasn't like he was 2 for 15 on threes. He was drilling the shots. He was hitting them with haymakers. He delivered a huge fourth quarter, absolute full dosage of playoff Jimmy Butler, who basically didn't leave the floor in that game. And the Clippers absorbed every blow and basically controlled. It was the Warriors trying to get leverage the whole game, including throughout the entire overtime. Harden was great. You mentioned Kawhi and his stats. I mean, he has never shot the ball better than he did down the stretch of this season. And you could say, well, that doesn't mean anything if he can't make it through the playoff series. I agree. And you know who else agrees? The Clippers. I spent some time with them last week, and their response was, hey, we're doing great. We just got to keep Kawhi healthy. Everything we're doing is trying to keep Kawhi healthy. Stephen A., they played him in a back-to-back the second to last week of the season. Then on the game on Sunday, they played him 47 minutes.
Yes.
Now, they don't do that unless they feel like he's in a good place. Now,
and he looks great.
I know. And sometimes he can be in a good place. It can go left at the drop of a hat. That's the Kawhi Leonard experience. But they're going to try to ride it. You know, when he won that title in Toronto, that jump shot was so calibrated. You know, people talk about and have seen the Steph Curry shooting displays and warm-ups where the dude makes 85 consecutive shots. I'm telling you, I remember watching Kawhi before the finals games in 2019. He would make 65 jumpers from the mid-range in a row. They would have to
saw it when he was warming up. We saw when he was warming up in Toronto against Milwaukee in the conference finals. We saw him.
You and I were standing there in Toronto getting ready to do TV, and they were exhausting the workout guys. They had to have multiple workout guys, not at a practice day, before a game. That's what he looks like right now. That's where his jumper is calibrated. So, look, in all honesty.
So what are we saying? What are we saying? You saying you got him going to the conference finals, Wendy? Let's tighten this up. You got him going to conference finals.
I'm saying whoever is healthier in this series between Jamal Murray and Kawhi Leonard, that might be the difference. If Kawhi Leonard can make it through a first-round playoff series, which, by the way, he is not the last 2 times he's played, It's not like a conspiracy theory or something. If Jamal, who's better and healthier? Because when Kawhi is playing this way, the Clippers aren't a 5 seed. I don't know what their seed is. They ain't 1, but they ain't 5. And when Jamal Murray is playing at the top of his game, the Nuggets are very, very hard to beat 4 out of 7. Now, you got Oklahoma City on that side of the bracket. You know how I feel about them. I am going to believe that they can win the West. But I am telling you, this looks like Kawhi Leonard of 2019 today. I don't know about tomorrow. I don't know in 10 days. Today, that's what he looks like.
Let's not forget to give James Harden some love, too, because he's been terrific as well. Let me transition to the Lakers, Minnesota. Rudy Gobert is a liability. We know anytime Luka Doncic can pull up in a cab. Rudy Gobert is already messed up. Okay, I mean that's just how it is. That's how bad it is for Rudy Gobert when he sees Luka Doncic. Having said all of that, now Doncic's got LeBron James as a teammate. Austin Reeves has really elevated his level of play. JJ Redick, as far as I'm concerned, is a candidate for Coach of the Year. I think he's done an outstanding job along with his staff. I think Minnesota's lone shot to win this series is Anthony Edwards has to be the biggest star on the stage. And here's the thing. Even with Luka and LeBron, I think he's capable of doing it. I still don't think it'll be enough for them to win the series. I got the Lakers winning the series. But do I think that Anthony Edwards has it in him to potentially be the biggest star on the stage, even with LeBron and Luka? I think he could do it. What do you say to that?
I want to watch him try. So Luka torched the Wolves last year when he was on the Mavericks. I'm talking 33, 10, and 8 in that series, especially the games in Minnesota. He didn't care about being in Minnesota. He dropped a dagger on those fans repeatedly. The thing about this matchup that I think is interesting is LeBron we have seen LeBron can still be a dominating player, but we've also seen that he's got to kind of moderate his energy. The advantage that he's had since Luka has been back is that sometimes he's able to moderate his energy and then hit the gas in the fourth quarter. If the Wolves are going to play the way that they like to play, there is opportunities for LeBron to rest on defense. They'll put him on Rudy Gobert because he's not afraid to fight him in the post, and he doesn't have to run around on the perimeter. He'll have to be in some screen and roll action. They'll put him on Jaden McDaniels, who has moments where he hits shots, but like LeBron will be able to come off of him.
Well, don't put Jaden McDaniels on him. Don't put Jaden McDaniels on him. LeBron shoots 55% when guarded by Jaden McDaniels.
That's a great stat. I'm glad you just educated me on it. So I think this matchup is somewhat, I don't think anybody feels great in the West, but I think this matchup is somewhat comfortable for the Lakers, at least in the way they can align. Now, the curveball is Ant, because that guy can come in to crypto and drop 50. I wouldn't doubt it for a second.
Yes, he can.
And so that's what I want to see. The Wolves are not as good defensively as they were a year ago, but they are better offensively. And you can trace that to Ant's being, and the guy, by the way, he hit 7 threes on Sunday and became the season leader in most 3-pointers made. The guy is a verified weapon from 3-point range. This guy gets it going from outside. He can beat you with that as well.
Let me ask you this real quick, because I got to get ready to go. Knicks Pistons. I'm not high on my Knicks. I'm worried because they don't have the same grit that they've had in years past. That's problematic for me, Wendy. If they had Hartenstein, if they had Dante, if they had Julius, a healthy Julius, I think that team is better than this Knicks team. I think this team is more talented, particularly offensively, but they don't have the same grit. And because they don't have that, I'm worried about them in the first round against Detroit. I give them no shot against Boston in the second round if they were to get there. I'm worried about them losing to the Detroit Pistons, and I'm worried about Tom Thibodeau potentially being on a hot seat even after a successful season because he didn't work and develop the depth that the Knicks would need to utilize, and so they don't run their starters into the ground. I'll give you the last comment about the Knicks in this series against Detroit real quick. Go ahead.
You said a lot there. It's good insight. Did you see the Pistons are not selling to people that don't live within certain miles of Detroit? They're afraid of the Knicks fans coming in like they did to Philadelphia last year.
Wow.
I agree with you that the Knicks have some problems. However, the Knicks are still a good team. I know that the expectations for them were very high, and that there's two teams in front of them that won in the mid-60s, and that there's frustration amongst Knicks fans that they weren't able to match the Cavs and the Celtics. I still will tell you, I think the Knicks are a very good team. I think they've got a lot going for them. I do not think that they are as good as the three teams that won 60 games this year, because I'm going to include the Thunder, who also swept them this year. I think the Knicks will pleasantly surprise in this first round. I respect the Pistons. I also think that they have very little experience at this level. And of their core guys, like, I know Tobias Harris and Malik Beasley have played big games before. I know Tim Hardaway Jr. has played games, but I'm talking about, you're asking, Cade Cunningham and stuff to go into the Garden, and maybe he will. Maybe in 10 days again, I'll think that he can. I think the Knicks have a lot going for them. I think their weaknesses are big. I think they've got a lot going for them. I think that'll win out in this series, but I think you may sweat. I think there could be some cursing emanating from you as you're in here watching games over the next week and a half.
Appreciate you, Wendy, man. Thanks a lot for the knowledge, my man. Got a lot of stuff to